Hello there, everyone. My name's Ayumu Kagami, and joining us today we have,
Raid?
and thank you for joining us on the Kagami Pack podcast. This is the August 28th week podcast. This is going to try and be a weekly thing, so we're going to jump right into it. And we have three topics to talk about right at hand. One of them is the controversy with the copyright of Twitch involving the VODs, video on demand, however you like to say it, highlights, if you will. And then we're going to jump right into more of an opinion-based segment on streamers slash YouTubers delegating segments or tasks of it, such as editing, gameplay, whatever, to other people. That way they're not the ones who do it specifically. So from there, we're just going to dive right in to the copyright stuff. The copyright program that they're using is called Audible Magic, which automatically scans through the VODs to find the copyrighted music that's in its system, which results in a 30-minute segment of it being muted. And I'm assuming that even if it if the music extends into the other one, this is my opinion on it, but if the music extends in the other one, you may have a full hour, because reading through it, it said that it picks 30-minute segments to mute. So it will mute it'll mute the music of the offending audio copyright. And to have it lifted, you have to file a counter notice in compliance with the DMCA. So, other than that, there's also a quote, and I'll have Ray take that
the
away.
Quote. This is from the CEO of Twitch, and he said, "We have absolutely no intention of running any audio recognition against live video, and period. Even if we could run this on live this second, we absolutely would not." And we have to kind of take note that he says we have no intention of running any audio recognition. So it means that they might have it in the future, even though they say we absolutely would not. Even if we could run it this second. So with the pressure from Google, there could be some change, but we should take note that it says intention.
Absolutely, and I want to believe in the CEO that it will not happen. But once again, since the company was bought out, they don't have as much say necessarily. And also, a funny thing about VODs being muted, Raid can take that away.
Right, and one of the developers of the game Crypt of Necrodancer, which heavily focuses on music, when they were doing their own developer stream, that video got flagged. So it really shows that their system is quite flawed, and it's actually including music that wasn't actually specifically supposed to be copyrighted.
And probably one of the funniest examples of it is that there was a video on Twitch's channel that was flagged. And I have the link. I'll put a link in the description of the video that has been, it's not necessarily flagged, it has been muted. They muted their own video for copyright. Bad Twitch.
Another one was the International, which is a big part of Twitch, and they actually had one of their parts of their VOD muted, and that's a huge part of Twitch.
So now we're going to go into more of our opinions on it and just explain how we feel about it. What are your opinions on it being good, bad, how you like it? What are your opinions on it so far?
My opinions, well, the music part, I don't really care that much. I mean, it is the law. Like, copyrighted music is copyrighted music. Like, there's no other way around it. So them doing it, I'm not really indifferent to it. But the thing is that they're going around muting it right away. Like, 30 minutes is a big time. That's more than what just a song is. So when you have 30 minutes, like you said, then 30 minutes, then 30 minutes, that just cuts out all the audio.
Absolutely. And one of the things I'm curious about is how much of it has to be there. We were in the article we read at, which will be in the description, on the article we read, it did not specify how long the music has to be. Could it be 5 seconds? Does it have to be 15? A minute? With the game Watch Dogs, the music turns on as soon as you get into a car. Is that couple seconds you haven't turned off the music? Will that mute it? If anybody does have a link or knows where it is, leave a comment down below and help us learn so we can help share it with everyone else.
Yeah, and just like that, if you're playing an online game and someone with their mic comes on and they play music through their mic, is that going to get flagged too?
And so and my opinion on it is for the music part. I know that since I've done live streams myself, if you've joined there, join me. Awesome. But I've done live streams myself, and people have asked me to put music on many other times. And I did have music on there for a little while. The counter argument I want to present is you have a web browser right in front of you. You can play whatever music you want to listen to, adjust it to the volume you would prefer, and then it will not counteract with anyone else's desires. If you want to listen to rap and someone wants to listen to country, everyone can listen to their own music. And you don't even have to use the internet. If you have a song on iTunes or just the MP3 of it or whatever, then you can listen to it. So that's my biggest complaint about people being so upset about there being music involved. Now, with it being the video game music, the actual in-game video game music that is not copyrighted, such as Crypt of the Necro Dancer or any other game, just Crypt is the one that I know had problems. I've had problems on YouTube with The Binding of Isaac for having copyright problems on the music from a company that clearly doesn't own it. I'm positive Edmund McMillan has no problem with me using the gameplay.
And that goes into the AMA that the CEO from Reddit had, or no, the CEO from Twitch, sorry, had. And he went on and answered people's questions, and some of them went on to ask about, in-game music. And he said we have no intention of flagging original in-game music. So as long as it's the creator has actually added this music and created this music, it should not be flagged. But then we go back to the Crypt of the Necrodancer. They created that music, but it was still flagged. So is that really what they're doing? Obviously, we can see that's not.
And I definitely agree with it. And it is in its infancy, so we have to take that into account as well. But how many problems is it going to cause in the meantime?
Right, and they should also have done this before, tested it, went through vigorous tests before they actually just let it go wild on all of the VODs.
Yeah, but then again, come on. What are tests? I don't know what that is. You just wing things. That's how you do it.
Yep.
So, from here, we're going to dive into our next topic on streamers and YouTubers delegating tasks, such as editing, gameplay, community management, and social media. And we'll go a little bit further into each of those. We'll start with editing, and I'll let Raid start with, how do you feel about editing if a streamer or YouTuber delegates their task?
First, I think editing is a big part of what you go to subscribe to somebody's channel for. Editing is actually part of the video. It creates a kind of an experience. Just like you have some of the editors that would do, jump cuts in a certain place, and some people might like that. When you switch because you get too big, say you upload 2 videos a day, and you can't take it, so you get an editor. They'll do it for you. You might not have that same style of, say, jump cut. So people might not feel the same excitement as they did when they first started watching your videos. So that could be a big problem right there.
And I definitely agree with that. I understand. I'll present the counter argument. It does free up more of their times that they are able to do it, and sometimes the jump cuts are not a bad thing. For custom zombies maps, as you've seen on my channel, I've done those. Anyone can do those. When I specifically say we'll be back, I cut it, and then if there was something that happened, they could just start it right back up. Those types aren't bad, but along the lines of what PewDiePie does, it's more his style into his video, so that's why for him to have those edits, I feel it would be a bad thing and it would take away from his essence as a YouTuber.
Right. It is situational. It depends on the video, the YouTuber, the game.
Absolutely. And we have our next topic, gameplay, since he just said game.
Yes.
I know that there are people who work as a group. Next Gen Tactics is one of the more popular ones I know who work as a group, and they do gameplay together. It's Hypermole and Spiderbite are the typical 2 people who are producing content on it. And I'm going to present the good side on this. For those 2, it's because the channel is started with it. And this may not go directly into delegating tasks. I believe Spider started the channel by himself. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. And if not, I'll just use an example. If I start a channel by myself, but then somebody joins me and we make content together and we're okay both releasing our own individual contents on the channel, I don't feel that there's a problem with it so long as the community doesn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, along with gameplay, it also depends on the game, because you can do stuff like you can do collaborations, but you don't want to make that a big part of your YouTube channel. You can do a few collaborations here and there, but you don't want to have every video be a collaboration or a multiplayer game, unless that's what you actually made your YouTube channel for.
And I definitely agree with it. And on the more negative side of it, I know that there are some people who kind of thrive off making content with others, and that's okay. It's absolutely fine if you thrive in an environment where you have other people around, and then you can have other people help you with playing. One of the things that I don't find good is that I know there are some people who put in false gameplay. It's not their gameplay, but they comment over it. And I don't feel comfortable with that. I feel that if you're going to play the game and not just do commentary on gameplay, but you're saying it's your content, one, you're being dishonest. That is not your content. And two, I mean, you're talking over someone else's video. That you don't have those big reactions that, you know, our Twitch is known for. It's a lot of reactions, that the live interaction.
Definitely. I mean, if you don't have the rights to use it, that's just stealing others' work.
Copyright. So the next one is the community manage aspect, and we've broken it down into a couple bits, such as websites, forums, business stuff such as merchandise that's being sold. If they have Tobuscus is up for buy, but you can hire Tobuscus to help you out with things, and then like tech support. And I'll let Raid start staking this away with websites.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea to do this because it's not to the point where it's changing your YouTube channel. It's just extending it. It's making an extension of your channel. So say that the YouTuber doesn't know how to make a website. Well, they're not going to have a website then. But, you know, it is a good part for the community to have one. And a good example for this would be NerdCube. He has a website, and it's great. It's basically just, you can go on, you can click a random button, and it takes you to a random video on his channel. Or you can just filter through his videos. And again, that leads into our community management, as in, say, like the comment section. A YouTuber with 1 million plus subscribers isn't going to be able to go through his comment section and read just comments for like an hour. They have a lot of videos to edit and other stuff to do. So when you have a community manager that goes through that, it really helps the streamer, or it really helps the YouTuber, sorry.
Absolutely. And I definitely agree with that. I do want the YouTubers to look into the comments as well, but I definitely understand that being able to weed out spam comments, I know that there are many spam comments that come on videos for more popular people. You know, watch my videos, I got 360 no scopes days. And for those, as a joke, I checked out a channel and they hadn't uploaded a video. Well, I can't see your 360. Your 360 no scopes are for no days. And with that, I agree on both sides. If you need it, it does start to create a bit of a gap in the community. But you also have to remember that they also have. If you read 1 million comments, how long does it take to read each comment? If it was 1 second, I think that's several days. 1 million seconds, I think that's several days of just reading comments. And you don't read one comment a second. And
Exactly.
and with business stuff, I guess that also kind of goes into the websites. I've myself have delegated a little bit of work for websites and stuff to Raid to help me out with that. And for business stuff, I've brought ideas up to him as well. And since he is more knowledgeable, he can provide better insight on it.
There's nothing wrong with getting help when you need it. You know,
I definitely agree with that, because if we all help each other, the content will become better. He knows I actually had Raid help me set up a website, and I know nothing of HTML. I got a book on it, and I read the first page, and I put the book back down and returned it, because I didn't understand anything. And then with tech support stuff, every time I have a mod, I'm like, Raid, help! I don't know how to do mods. So I have him help me out with a lot of things. In fact, even this video itself / podcast is going to be on YouTube, and it's a podcast, so whatever. But he helped me get it to work. And then the last thing of the opinion-based streamers, YouTubers delegating tasks, I feel is social media.
Yes.
For myself, I believe if you have a group social media, for instance, Next Gen Tactics just had a Next Gen Tactics one, or if I can't Polaris, or like, well, no, Polaris is a terrible example, but for a specific example of a group, Yogscast had a Yogscast social media. I don't know if they do, but let's say their Twitter is the Yogscast Twitter. That, having a community manager, I feel is no problem. But how do you feel, Raid, about an individual? This is my personal Twitter, but I have somebody else use it.
Well, having one person answer for a group can be bad sometimes, because it's basically one person representing everybody. So if they say something bad, it reflects basically on this YouTube channel. So you do have to be careful. It's a touchy issue, I think. But when you have a community that big, you're going to want some help with that. So you might need it.
Absolutely. But a personal channel, like if I have my personal Twitter, if I then delegate it to somebody else.
Depending on your size, right? I mean, if you're a smaller channel, you should probably monitor it yourself, I would say.
For me, I believe that if it's your personal, you should always take care of it yourself. But once again, I do not know the scope of what it could contain, so I am willing to accept that if you do need somebody to help you out with it, you need help. Go find help. So, speaking of helping, we're going to help you guys out by listing off a couple of the new games that are coming out in the upcoming week. And ironically, every game we found came out on the 26th.
Yeah, 26th.
So everything's on the 26th. A game I saw coming out that would be more popular to most people, it's not popular to me, myself personally, but is Madden 2015.
Yep, and one that I found was Infamous First Light. And this is a standalone game. You don't actually need the main game for this. The other game is Infamous Second Son.
Yes. And also, for all of you hardcore gamers out there who like dying a lot, Dark Souls 2, Crown of the Old King, also comes out. This is the DLC for it. I'd recommend buying the Season Pass if you do want to continue getting the Dark Souls. I believe it will probably be $15. The Season Pass is around $25. And there are 3 DLCs involved in that Season Pass.
Another one I found was Metro Redux. And this is basically just an HD remake of Metro Last Light, I believe. And so basically, if you already own the game and you don't really care that much about graphics, I would pass on this one.
It actually also includes Metro 2033.
It does? Okay.
So
I mean, if you haven't played that...
Exactly. You want an HD remix of your HD game, go get your HD remix of your HD games.
There you go.
And for the final one, I wanted to personally bring this up. It's Hyperdimensia Neptunia, because that's a long enough name, Rebirth, which is basically the very first game for Hyperdimensia Neptunia being released on the Vita. The reason I want to bring it up is because Vita titles, man! I need more Vita titles!
Who has a Vita?
I do. So, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us for this segment of the Kagami Pack podcast, the 22nd of August edition. This is our first podcast. If you liked it, leave a like down below. It definitely helps out a lot. Subscribe to see more content of podcasts or anything below. There will be a playlist of all the podcasts in case you just want to listen to our sweet, succulent, sultry, salty baritones. I don't know, music terms. Or volume terms, anyway. But thank you very much, everyone. If you do want to catch me live on my Twitch channel, there'll be links in the description down below if you are watching the YouTube video. If you're not watching it, it is twitch.tv/Ayumu Kagami, twitter.com/Ayumu Kagami, and youtube.com/Kagami Review. Go check those out if you're interested. I will catch you guys all later. I hope you all have a fantastic night.
See you next week.